We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. The Department of Agriculture assures that the country has a sufficient supply of rice and meat that is enough to cover the demands until the end of the year. The DA said a big chunk of the rice supply comes from the local production of farmers. However, there might be an adjustment in the retail price of palay as an effect on the overall cost of palay production due to the drought in China and the competing prices of local and imported rice. The local production is currently at 1.65 million metric tons, slightly higher than the expected demands of 1.64 million metric tons. And to further boost the local production in the country, the National Irrigation Administration says it has secured more than 1 trillion pesos for various irrigation projects across the country. As for meat products, the DA said there is also sufficient supply, especially this coming holiday season. Based on the DA supply outlook, the total broiler supply is expected to be at 1.82 million metric tons. In other news, China is stepping up its support to the Philippine government in enforcing the law against crimes related to Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs. Chinese ambassador to the Philippines Wang Shilian said that according to Chinese laws and regulations, any form of gambling by its citizens, whether online or even overseas, is illegal. During his meeting with Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla, Wang vowed to cooperate to end the illegal activities involving their citizens. He said crimes induced by and associated with online gambling not only harms China's interests and the relations between the two countries, but also hurts the interest of the Philippines. Wang thanked the Philippine government for rescuing a number of Chinese citizens during its operations against illegal POGO operations in the country. With about 175 POGO firms closed and 40,000 unemployed Chinese nationals in the country, Wang assured that the Chinese embassy in the Philippines will handle their deportation and other issues in a constructive manner. The Department of Social Welfare and Development and the Public Attorney's Office has teamed up to provide additional protection to solo parents. An agreement was signed between DSWD Secretary Erwin Tulfo and Chief Public Attorney Persida Rueda Acosta that will provide free legal services to single parents and their children. This as the DSWD received requests for assistance from solo parents regarding lack of financial and child support from erring partners. For its part, PAO committed to extend free legal services and representation to qualified and willing complainants. Meanwhile, Tulfo advised DSWD personnel to be more vigilant against unscrupulous individuals taking advantage of government programs. This after a man was recently arrested in an entrapment operation for allegedly using falsified documents to avail of medical assistance. The suspect, identified as Jeremiah Sarment, was able to claim aid from the DSWD Central Office and Field Office National Capital Region using fake credentials. Tulfo vowed to go after unqualified individuals taking advantage of government aid and ensure help for rightful beneficiaries. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, will open around 50 additional routes in Metro Manila and add more public utility vehicles on the road to ease public transportation. Prior to this, over 100 bus, jeepney, and UV Express routes were opened in time for the reopening of face-to-face classes last August. The LTFRB also approved fare increases for jeepneys, buses, taxis, and Transport Network Vehicle Services, or TNVS. LTFRB board member Attorney Mercy Jane Paras-Leynes said the fare hike approval is a step towards addressing the overall transportation problem. The LTFRB is also studying a proposal to extend the validity of the franchise of PUV operators and drivers affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and waive their penalties. And that is the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. I am William Theo. Good evening, everyone, and have a nice evening.